For those who have thought about extensions or are thinking about it, what does that even mean?
The quick answer to that is no. It doesn't change anything on your return as far as if you're going to get audited or not. The IRS gets tons of extensions and they don't get looked at any closer than any other returns. The only thing that it does do is it extends the statute of limitations.
What happens if you can't finish filing your taxes by April 15th? There is an extension option, and Derek breaks down exactly what that means for individuals and businesses in this episode. So welcome to Office Hours, a tax podcast by Fujikawa Associates. And we're your hosts. I'm Josh Baldovino, one of Derek's clients, and this is Derek Fujikawa, and he's the managing partner of Fujikawa Associates. Derek, how are you doing today?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good. So today we're talking about maybe tax filing for procrastinators, and I'll just label myself as that. So what happens with extensions? Let's jump in. All right, Derek, congratulations on being done with tax season.
Thanks.
I guess a few of your clients like myself are not completely done because we have extensions.
Mm-hmm.
But for those who have thought about extensions or are thinking about it, what does that even mean?
Tax season, so it hasn't been as much of an issue. But this year, we had the hard April 15th deadline. We did file quite a bit of extensions this year and got a number of questions as I'll explain to people either why we're filing an extension or how to file the extension. It's basically, you can extend your tax return from April 15th all the way to October 15th for calendar year individual taxpayers. So if you file that extension by April 15th, you have until October 15th to file your final tax return. That extends the filing date, but not the payment date. And so you do need to calculate what you should owe. So if you're getting a refund, it doesn't matter. You can just file it and wait until and pay or file your return whenever you need to. But if you do know that you owe money with your return or not sure, then you need to run some numbers, see what that amount is, and you need to pay at least 90% of your total tax balance. If you're not sure, if you don't have all your information and you run the numbers, you may want to pay a little more than 90% of what you calculate just in case the other information that you don't have comes back higher than you're expecting. But again, you do need to pay that by April 15th to avoid late payment penalties. You won't have any late filing penalties if you file the extension. So you have until October 15th to file the return. Now, that does extend a few things and it doesn't extend some things. So if you're a small business owner, you have until your extension filing deadline to make your retirement contribution. So you could do your SEP or your pension plan contributions all the way up until October 15th, but it doesn't extend the IRA deadline. So if you do plan to make an IRA for, say, now we're in 2024. So if you're filing your 24 return next year in April of 25, if you don't make your IRA payment for 24 by April 15th, then you're just out of luck and you can't make one for 2024. You'd have to make that for the current year. So those are some of the main things. Other questions I get are, will this cause me to get audited, or does the IRS look at your returns? And the quick answer to that is no. It doesn't change anything on your return as far as if you're going to get audited or not. The IRS gets tons of extensions and they don't get looked at any closer than any other returns. The only thing that it does do is it extends the statute of limitations. So there's a 3-year statute of limitations on how far back the IRS can go. So if you file it by April 15th, then it starts from April 15th. But if you extend your return all the way to October 16th, then your statute of limitations starts on October 16th, and it's a little bit longer before that statute runs out.
I was going to ask, why do people or businesses need to file an extension?
A number of reasons. One reason is they just don't get their stuff together in time, or disorganized, or some life event happened where they just can't get their documents together to file their return. But more commonly, they're subject to some outside factors that can cause it. So say you're in a partnership and you're waiting for a K-1 from that partnership and they extend their return. You need that K-1 to file your return, and if they extend and wait to file that until later in the year, you have to wait until they do that before you can file your return. So you have to extend your return, wait till that comes in, and then file your return after that. Same thing with investment accounts. Are getting later and later sending out their 1099. Sometimes they send corrected ones even after the deadline. So sometimes we wait until after that to make sure that we have all the complete information. So it's a number of things. With small businesses, sometimes they just don't have their books ready by April 15th. Either they just haven't closed everything out, or if it's a small business and a small operation, maybe they don't have the manpower to get it all done right away, right at the end of the year. So it may take a little while to get everything together.
Yes, I am part of that boat, so thank you, and sorry.
Sure. Not calling you out or anything.
Any other thing? Has anything changed with extensions too over the last year at all?
No, nothing's changed. Like I said, California has been a little unique because everyone had the 2 COVID years where the filing deadline was extended. And last year, almost all of California had the extended deadline due to the floods in 2020, late 22, early 23. So the 22 tax year deadline was pushed way back ended up going all the way to November 16th, I think. So this year was the first year in a long time where we've had the actual April 15th deadline and needed to file the extension. So nothing in the tax laws changed, just situations have changed from the past few years.
Got it. I will be working on my stuff. If you are in need of extension, go work on all of your books and documents as well. And just know that it's part of the process. I guess it's not the ideal situation, but at least there is a backup plan.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And if you are listening to this and you have any other questions about extensions, please leave them in the comments below. But Derek, I appreciate you breaking it down and not making it seem so scary.
Sure, no problem.
And lastly, thanks so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode about extensions, make sure to like and share this with your business partners, with anyone else who you think either may be thinking about an extension in the future. And don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you all on the next video. Thanks, Derek.
Thanks.